What's up, my beautiful people? This is your teacher friend Simone, here once more with some insightful information. So stay tuned just to hear what it's all about. So, guys, today I will be sharing with you some important information about how to write a CV. Now, a CV, or some people call it a resume, is one of the most important documents that you need in order to become an employee in any company. So, this document is going to be your personal, professional sales pitch. How are you going to sell yourself or advertise yourself to your future employer? Employer is looking for a CV that stands out above the rest. You want your CV to be A grade. So guess what? These are some tips that you will need to ensure that your CV is spot on. 5 things that I am going to mention that you should include in your CV are: 1, your personal or your professional objective; 2, your contact information. Then you need to have your work experiences. You also need to have your educational experiences or qualifications, and include some skills that you have garnered over the years, or better yet, some skills that the job will need, because you don't want to put any skills in there that the job doesn't need. Okay, so let me get into it. I want to say to you that when you are writing your CV, make sure that it is written in chronological order. That means your CV should be written from the most current, and then you backtrack down to the things that you did in your past. So you add your name bright and bold at the top of your CV. Be careful of the font that you use. Use specific fonts such as Times New Roman, Caliber, and Verdana. Those 3 are the professional ones that you use to make your CV. At the top of your CV, after you have your name, under that, please include your personal information such as your phone number, your email address, and also you can include your personal address so they will know exactly where you're living. Okay, you can also add your LinkedIn profile if you have one. So after you write your name, you want to include a short paragraph introducing yourself. This short paragraph, try not to write in first person, say I. Try to write in the third person by starting out with some adjectives or verbs describing what you're doing or what you have done. Okay, so for example, in your professional summary, you can start by saying patient and empathetic elementary teacher with 10 years experience working with 30 plus students, etc. And then you include 2 more sentences with a little bit more information about yourself. All right, something that you have done in the classroom. So that's your professional summary. Remember now, it must be short. Now, the second thing, after your professional summary, you want to write about your work experience. What should your work experience include? Now, remember, this must also be done in chronological order. So you start from your most current work, okay? Now, we don't want to be listing. See, for example, you're teaching in a job for 5 years or 10 years. However, each year you might change and you're teaching grade 1, then you're at grade 5, then you probably go back to grade 3. So you have experience teaching several grades. Please do not list, say, 2001, grade 2, 2003, grade 4. No, don't do that. Just write from when you start teaching at that specific school, for example, 2010 to present. All right, write the name of the school and write a short address of the school: Kingston, Jamaica, North Carolina, USA. All right, then you would like also to include some information about some roles and responsibilities that you had at the school. As I said, we are going to write in third person. Okay, so when you're writing your roles and responsibilities, don't say I. You can start by saying build and maintain classroom culture with students in a loving and caring environment. Okay, so use some verbs at the beginning just to speak about your duty. Okay, you created and implemented classroom culture or curriculum or whatever it is that you're teaching. So start out with these verbs. The most important section of your resume is to talk about your educational achievement. Now with this, remember chronological order, and so you start from your most current achievement back to the old ones. So if you have a master's or a degree, that's what should go at the top, because that is the latest achievement that you have garnered. And when you're writing this, please indicate what you have studied. So for example, a bachelor's in education. Then you be specific by writing, what did you study? So like for me, I studied primary education. Remember now, you could do a bachelor's, but it was specific to science, it was specific to reading, it was specific in various other fields. So write your BEd and write your specific field that you studied. Also write the name of the university where you went, and you could include your tenure there. You could put it, and it's not relevant, but if you want, you can add it. And then also try to include some of the coursework or courses that you have done that is relevant to the teaching. So for example, child developmental psychology, special education. So after you have written all the qualifications and your experiences, now you want to let your employer know of some of the skills that you have as a teacher. What skills do you have to bring into the classroom or into the work environment? No, we don't just want, or they don't just normally look for the hard skills such as, classroom management and working with computer, etc. But try to include soft skills, which are like creativity and innovation, interpersonal skills, collaboration, respectful, friendliness, enthusiasm, team player. Those things will help you to, it's like you're selling yourself to let them know what are your personality. Is this person a team player? Remember, your CV speaks for you. All right. So those are some skills that you can think about. Now, I must say, when you are writing, after you put your skills, you can add some additional things. So these you can put in below that, which is things such as certificates that you have achieved. Also, suppose you were a volunteer, you can have listing some voluntary work that you have done. Languages, if you're bilingual, you want to include the languages that you speak. Hobbies and interests that you have. Try not to just write reading or speaking as hobbies. Try to include some hobbies or interests that has to do with the job. For example, even to say that you are interested or you love to be in after school programs or homework programs, etc. Those are some interests that you have. Reading, book clubs, etc. Put those in there to enhance yourself. Now, my dear friends, after you have included all those information, now your CV is ready and it is A+. What are you going to do? First thing I want to say to you, when you're saving your CV, try also to save it in PDF. When you do that, your CV can be opened on any different device. You do not want, you are working on a Windows 10 and somebody open your CV on an Apple and your words and your sentences are all mumble jumbled. No, so save your CV as a PDF so that when you export it, everything is intact. I also want to say to you, remember, do not write your CV information in paragraphs. Make your sentences be clear and concise. Make sure your sentences are in bullet form and they are just to the point. I also want to say to you, when you're making your CV, try to find some different sites or apps or tools that can create your CV in such a professional way. Canva is one that you can use. Also, just go on Google, please. Google is one of those search engines that everything is there. And just go and type in how to do a professional CV for a teacher. And there are so many sites that are there that you can put your information in and it will just automatically create your CV in a very effective manner. Now remember, some places they want to see a picture of yourself. And to be honest with you, UAE, they tend to want CVs with a nice professional photo. Now that's about it. That's the information I would like to share with you today. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much for always being a viewer. And if you're a subscriber, I thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, why not? And why not tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend? Thank you so much for your support. And I will definitely see you again in my next video. Bye.